Good morning, everyone. We are here today with Chef Anna, and she is going to walk you through how to make a blueberry muffin loaf in our breakfast maker. So first, we start with making sure our hands are washed. Now we are going to take our mixing bowl, and we are going to crack 1 egg into our mixing bowl. We're going to check our egg to make sure we have no eggshells in there. Okay. Then we are going to take our spatula and we're going to stir our egg up a bit. Okay. Now we are going to measure a 1/4 cup of white sugar. Using the tablespoon on the table, it's a little bit easier to scoop the sugar into your cup so that you can get an exact measurement. We're going to pour it in our bowl. We're now going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. So the tablespoon is going to be our biggest measuring spoon we have in our set. Pour it over the top of the bowl. One, 2. Now we're going to mix that together. Mix it really good so it's all mixed together. Make sure an egg is all beat up. Just like that. Alright. So now we are going to add our water, which is a 1/2 cup of water. So we're going to pour our water into our measuring cup. I'm going to stir it some more. Alright, now we are going to add first we're going to take our tablespoon that we used for our oil, and we are going to wash it. And dry it off, because we're going to need that for when we put the milk powder in. So we're going to put our baking powder in. So we need a 1/2 tablespoon of baking powder. Tablespoon, which is the next biggest one in our set. Make sure we level that off. I'm going to pour it in our bowl. We're going to put our baking soda in. So we need a 1/2 teaspoon of our baking soda. And we need salt. We need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Yeah, just wipe off our tablespoon or teaspoon before we put it into our salt container so we don't cross-contaminate. We need 2 tablespoons of milk powder. And we're going to mix that all together now. And get rid of all of our lumps in there. Make sure it's all mixed up nice and good there. Alright, that looks like it's pretty mixed up now. We are going to go and we are going to add our flour. So we're going to use our tablespoon and we are going to spoon the flour into our measuring cup. No, the other tablespoon, the metal tablespoon. That we're going to spoon the flour into our cup so that we can measure out 1 cup of flour. And we're going to pour it in our bowl. And we're going to mix that all up. Make sure we scrape the edges of our bowl with our spatula so that we're getting all of our ingredients mixed in there. Like the side of our spatula. Just scrape the side of the bowl, the top at the corner. Yeah, right in there. That looks like that's good. So we are now going to take, just leave your spatula in the bowl there. We're going to take our measuring cup and we're going to measure out 1/4 cup of blueberries. So we're going to pour the blueberries in there. I'm going to pour them in and we're going to stir them in. Okay, looks like they're good and mixed in. We're going to take and pour half of our batter into our breakfast maker. Okay, let's see here. Did you pour it all in or just half of it?
Just half.
Okay. So now you're going to take the batter that's in the breakfast maker and you're going to use your spatula and kind of level it out a little in there. So that's all kind of level. We're going to put the lid on it. We're going to go and we're going to put it in the microwave. We're going to put the microwave on for 2 minutes. So our 2 minutes is up and our microwave's just finished. So we're going to open the microwave. So one thing you might need some help with is getting the breakfast maker out of the microwave. So you're going to need oven mitts. And the safest place to grab on here is on these little ridges right here. So you might need your mom or dad to help you get this out of the microwave. So we're going to take it out of the microwave. We're going to put it down here on a heat-resistant surface. And we're going to open it up to check the doneness. So when we're going to open this up, we're going to open the lid so that we're going to pull it up like this away from us to vent it to make sure that the steam doesn't get to us. And we're going to check our doneness. And it looks all nice and firm and cooked. So we're going to give it 1 minute to kind of cool off before we remove it from our breakfast maker. Now that we've let it cool for a minute, we are going to go and we are going to take a plastic knife or a spatula or something, and we're going to run it around the edges of our container just to make sure that it's not stuck to our container. Okay, now we are going to take our breakfast maker container and we're going to tip it upside down on a plate. We might need to tap it a little bit on the bottom to get it to release from the container. And voila, we have our first loaf. So now what we are going to do to make our second loaf is we are going to put the remainder of our batter into our breakfast maker. Make sure we're going to scrape the edges of the bowl with our spatula so we can get everything out of the bowl. When I say the edge of the spatula, I mean the flat side. There we go. When we have all of our batter out, we're going to go and we're going to spread it in the base of the microwave maker, or the breakfast maker. I'm going to spread it all out evenly so it cooks evenly. There we go. We're going to put our lid on it. And put it into the microwave for 2 minutes. So now that our 2 minutes is up, we're going to remove our breakfast maker by holding on to the sides of it. We're going to open the lid away from us so that the steam vents away from us. Yeah. Check to make sure it's done. Yep, it is cooked. So now we're going to wait a minute and we're going to remove it from the pan. So now you're going to take your plastic knife or your spatula and you're going to run around the edge again to loosen it off from the pan. We're going to tip it upside down on our plate. Tap it a bit to remove it. Voila! We've got our second banana muffin loaf. So now, the best thing to do while we wait for these to cool a little so we can eat them is to clean up our dishes and put away all of our ingredients so that they're all ready for tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow with our next recipe. Enjoy your your blueberry muffins.